الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. والشمس وضحاها والقمر إذا تلاها والنهار إذا جلاها والليل إذا يغشاها والسماء وما بناها والأرض وما طحاها ونفس وما سواها فألهمها فجورها وتقواها قد أفلح من زكاها وقد خاب من دساها كذبت ثمود بطغواها إذ انبعث أشقاها فقال لهم رسول الله ناقة الله وسقياها فكذبوه فعقروها فدمدم عليهم ربهم بذنبهم فسواها ولا يخاف عقباها. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنقض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا فإذا فرغت فانصب وإلى ربك فارغب. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله الله أكبر. الله الله أكبر. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله الله أكبر. الله الله أكبر. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. Astaghfirullah. Inshallah, after the remaining salah, the Tafseer program will be taking place. All brothers are requested to participate. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen wal aqibatu lil muttaqeen was salatu was salamu ala sayyidil mursaleen. اللهم أعنا على ذكرك وشكرك وحسن عبادتك. اللهم أنت السلام ومنك السلام. تبارك يا ذا الجلال والإكرام برحمتك يا أرحم. الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن سيدنا ومولانا محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن أصحاب الجنة اليوم في شغل فاكهون هم وأزواجهم في ظلال على الأرائك متكئون لهم فيها فاكهة ولهم ما يدعون سلام قولا من رب رحيم وامتازوا اليوم أيها المجرمون ألم أعهد إليكم يا بني آدم ألا تعبدوا الشيطان إنه لكم عدو مبين وأن اعبدوني هذا صراط مستقيم صدق الله العظيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم اللهم انفعنا بما علمتنا وعلمنا ما ينفعنا وزدنا علما إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأزواجه وذرياته. In the previous session we discussed in detail the day of Hisab, the day of reckoning, and how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will conduct the Hisab and how there will be different categories of people and what the outcome will be. So this discussion was necessary because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned Hisab in this verse of Surah Yaaseen, that on this day, i.e. on the day of Qiyamah, لا تظلم نفس شيء, no soul shall be wronged. ولا تجزون إلا ما كنتم تعملون, and you will only be rewarded for what you've done. You won't be rewarded for anything more, you won't be rewarded for anything less. You will be rewarded exactly for those things which you have done in this world. Now, obviously, there's going to be two outcomes. One is going to be those people who will enter Jannah, either straight away, without reckoning, or either after some hisab. And then the second outcome will be the bad outcome, and those people who will end up in the fire of Jahannam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala save us all. So first and foremost, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions a few ayat about the dwellers of Jannah and the outcome of the people of Jannah. And thereafter, as with the style of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala throughout the Quran, He does targheeb and targheeb. Targheeb and targheeb. Targheeb means Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about the good things. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about thawab. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about the rewards. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about Jannah. And then targheeb means warnings. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, after giving mention of Jannah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also mentions a few ayats about Jahannam, so that an individual, he keeps in mind the bounties of Jannah, and he's also not too much hope, he's also fearful of the punishment of the fire of Jahannam. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He starts off with the people of Jannah. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says, Inna ashab al-jannati al-yawm. Verily the people of Jannah today, fi shughulin fakihun, will be engaged in their activities and enjoying themselves. So verily the people of Jannah fi shughul, बेशक जन्नत वाले मशगलों में होंगे और फाकिहून मजे ले रहे होंगे. तो फी शुगुल उसका एक मतलब तो वो जो जाहिर है कि वो अपने मशगलों में और जन्नत की जो नेमतें हैं उसके अंदर जो है मसरूफ होंगे और उसके अंदर मजे ले रहे होंगे. So the first meaning is the people of Jannah, as they will enter Jannah,
they will be so busy and engrossed in benefiting from all the activities of Jannah. Fakihun, they will be so busy enjoying themselves. And the second way to understand this, the second meaning, is that the people of Jannah fi shughul will be engaged. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying over here that those who will enter Jannah first. And then there will still be those people who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be taking their hisab. And many will end up in Jahannam. So whilst they are, worrying, and whilst they are in the heat, and whilst they are in their worries and stress on the plane of mahshar, they will be engaged about their hisab, they will be worrying about their outcome. Ashabul Jannah fi shughul. The people of Jannah, they'll have no worries, they'll have no tension. They won't be worried about what's happening on the plane of hisab because they will be in Jannah. तो वो जो है मशगूल होंगे अपने कामों में, और जो लोग अभी हिसाब के लिए बाकी है उनकी कोई फिक्र उनको नहीं होगी, इसलिए कि वो जन्नत में पहुंच गए हैं और मजे ले रहे हैं. And the third meaning is that, or the third thing we can derive from this ayah is that inna ashab al-jannati al-yawma fi shughul. Someone may think that the people of Jannah, they'll enter Jannah, and we learn they're going to be there forever and ever and ever. तो आखिरत की जिंदगी तो हमेशा के लिए होगी. तो हम जो है कभी जो है 2 मिनट के अंदर, 2 घंटों के अंदर, 2 दिन के अंदर, 2 साल के अंदर जो है अगरचे कोई बहुत ज़्यादा अच्छा काम हो रहा है, अच्छी महफिल में होते हैं, लेकिन एक वक्त आता है कि हम उठता जाते हैं. There comes a time where we get bored. Whether it be after 2 minutes, 2 hours, 2 days, 2 months, 2 years, we end up getting bored. So someone may think that the people of Jannah have ended up in Jannah. Okay, for the first few years they'll enjoy what's in Jannah, but after that they'll get bored. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, no. Inna ashab al-jannati al-yawma fi shughulin. They will be in constant engagement and they will be constantly enjoying themselves. कभी भी जो है जन्नत के अंदर बोर्डम नहीं होगा, कभी भी उकताहट नहीं होगा. तो अल्लाह सुब्हानहू व तआला फरमाते हैं कि बेशक जन्नती हजरात आज के दिन जो है अपने अपने मशगलों में खुश ऐश होंगे और खुश दिल होंगे. And now a person is enjoying himself, but then he's alone. A person is alone, so then he feels loneliness. आदमी अकेला होता है तो वो जो है अकेलापन महसूस करता है. उसको जो है कोई साथी चाहिए, उसको साथ कोई चाहिए ताकि उसको जो है कंपनी दे. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, hum wa azwajuhum fi dhilalin ala al-ara'iki muttaqiun. They won't be alone. Them and their partners will be fi dhilal, under pleasant shades, ala al-ara'iki muttaqiun, reclining on couches. So Allah ta'ala negates this, that you won't be alone. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will pair you with your partner, now including the partner in this world and the partners in Jannah. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says you will be in company. Hum wa azwajuhum. वो और उनकी बीवियां वो साथ में होंगी. और अगर जो है आदमी चलो मजे में भी हो और जो है उसके घर बार अहलो अयाल भी उसके साथ हो, लेकिन जो है और जो है गर्मी भी हो और जो है सूरज भी निकला हो, लेकिन जो है वो खुले आम मैदान में हो, उसके ऊपर कोई जो है साया नहीं है, तो फिर जो है दोबारा उठता जाता है, गर्मी बहुत ज़्यादा महसूस होती है. So a person is out in the open, he's enjoying himself, the weather is perfect, but then it's too hot and he's got no shade. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says even that won't be a problem in Jannah. Hum wa azwajuhum fi dhilal. They will be in constant pleasant shades. They will be in shade. वो दरख्तों के सायों में होंगे. और जो है जिस तरह अहादीस से हमें पता चलता है, we learn from the ahadith that the trees of Jannah will be so huge that a traveler on a horse, it will take him 500 years to cover the length of this tree. So he will be traveling for 500 years just to cover the shade of this tree. That's how large the trees of Jannah will be. So them and their partners will be in the pleasant shades of Jannah. And then a person, he's in good weather, he's with company, he's enjoying himself, he's got shade, but then he's sitting on the ground. So his legs start getting tired. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, عَلَى الْأَرَائِكِ. They won't be sitting on the floor. عَلَى الْأَرَائِكِ مُتَّكِئُونَ. They will be reclining on couches. वो जो है मसहरियों पर और सोफों के ऊपर जो है टेक लगाकर बैठे होंगे. दूसरी आयत में अल्लाह ताला फरमाते हैं कि इख्वानन अला सुरुरिम मुतकाबिलीन. जन्नती हजरात की बैठने की स्टाइल ये होगी कि वो जो है एक दूसरे के आमने सामने बैठे होंगे. So they will be seated on couches facing one another. So it will be easier to converse and talk to one another. So ala al-araiki muttaki'un. They will be reclining on couches. और फिर जो है आदमी के पास जो है आदमी मज़ा भी कर रहा है और उसके साथ लोग भी है और साया भी है, लेकिन जो है खाने को कुछ नहीं है तो भी मज़ा नहीं आता है. If there's nothing to eat, then you don't enjoy the function. So then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, لَهُمْ فِيهَا فَاكِهَةٌ. For them in Jannah will be fruits. उनके लिए जन्नत के अंदर तरह तरह के फल और मेवे होंगे. अब यहाँ जो है सवाल ये होता है, the question is that will there only be fruits? Why did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mention the fruit of Jannah? Will there be no meat? So the answer is, of course there will be meat in Jannah, there will be everything in Jannah. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned fruit over here to indicate. The Mufti mentioned an amazing point that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala specifically and categorically mentioned fruit and not meat. Because a person, he eats meat and other foods for his necessity and to fill his stomach. And fruit and other things which are side, desserts, you only eat them for pleasure. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that in Jannah they will only eat for pleasure. They won't feel hungry. तो फल का जिक्र क्यों फरमाया? इसलिए कि जो है जन्नत में गोश्त और तमाम खाने की चीज़ें होगी, लेकिन जो है गोश्त वगैरह आदमी उस वक्त खाता है जब उसको भूख लगी. मज़े के लिए ये डिज़र्ट और फ्रूट वगैरह खाता है, तो फरमाया कि ये जन्नत में जो खाएंगे वो मज़े के लिए खाएंगे. They will eat out of pleasure. And Ibn Kathir rahimahullah ta'ala mentions an amazing thing, that the fruits of Jannah will be such that they will match the description of this world. So there may be fruits which may look like a mango, a fruit which may look like an apple, a fruit which may look like a watermelon, like a melon. So then match the description of the fruits of this world. وَأُتُوبِهِ مُتَشَابِهِ. But there will be a difference. And the difference is that every single bite that the Jannati will take from the fruit will have 70 flavors. So he will take the first bite and then he will taste 70 different exquisite flavors. And then the second bite of that same fruit, it will have 70 different flavors. And like this, every single bite will have a different flavor. So these are the fruits of Jannah. ये है जन्नत के फल. सूरह वाक़िया में अल्लाह ताला फरमाते हैं ला मक़तूअ वला ममनूअ. ये जन्नत के फल की हालत ये होगी कि ला मक़तूअ, कभी बंद नहीं होंगे. आदमी को जो है आम बहुत ज़्यादा मांगो पसंद है, लेकिन जो है 1-2 महीनों के लिए आम मिलता है, पूरे साल अभी कोई आम खाना चाहे तो उसको नहीं मिलेगा. लेकिन जन्नत के फल की हालत ये नहीं होगी ला मक़तूअ, वो जो है रोज़ाना जो है हर मिनट हर सेकंड मौजूद होगा. So the fruits of Jannah will never be out of season. لا مقطوعة ولا ممنوعة. And you won't be stopped from anything. You know, in this world, you have 1 slice, you have 2 slices, 3 slices, and then due to several, sometimes a health issue, or just generally, you can't overeat something too much, because then it have effects. But in Jannah, لا ممنوعة. No one will stop you from eating as much as you want, because there will be no, harms associated to that fruit. So Allah Ta'ala mentions lahum fiha fakiha. They will have fruits and other many different types of things to eat. وَلَهُمْ مَا يَدَّعُونَ. And they will get whatever they ask for. उनको हर वो चीज़ मिलेगी जिनको वो पुकारेंगे और जिनके लिए वो जो है सवाल करेंगे. तो जन्नतियों के 2 दर्जे होंगे. There will be 2 stages of the people of Jannah in this sense. The highest status will be of those individuals Allah Ta'ala mentions وَلَكُمْ فِيهَا مَا تَشْتَهِي أَنفُسُكُمْ. You will get whatever you desire. So this indicates that a person will not need to ask. His heart will desire something, वो सिर्फ चाहत रखेगा किसी चीज के बारे में, तो वो चीज फौरन उसके सामने तैयार होकर आ जाएगी. That's the highest status. That you just desire something and it will be there ready made in front of you. And then the second, the slightly lower category is that this one, وَلَهُمْ مَا يَدَّعُونَ. You'll have to ask for it. Not mere desire, you'll have to ask for it. But then Allah Ta'ala mentions يَدَّعُونَ and not يَسْأَلُ. So they won't have to ask like a person asks when he begs or when he's in need. يَدَّعُونَ is used for a person giving orders and commands. So like a king, when he tells one of his workers to get something, it's not as though that the king is in need of his services, rather it's his his honor that the king has asked him to do this one. So similarly, lahum ma yadda'un. The people of Jannah will be honored and respected, and whatever they want they will ask like a king asks his workers. So this is the status. ये होगा उनका मकाम कि जो चाहेगा, जो मांगेंगे, जो पूछेंगे वो उनके लिए हाजिर हो जाएगा. और उसके बाद यहाँ जो है एक और नेमत अल्लाह ताला ने यानी जहन्नमियों के तज़किरे से पहले एक और नेमत जिक्र की. यहाँ तक जितनी नेमतें थी, all the bounties which were mentioned until now, they were all they were all materialistic, you could say, benefits. They were all enjoying yourself, fruits, shades, couches, enjoying yourself in different ways. And now physical benefits, and thereafter Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions one spiritual benefit in Jannah, one spiritual bounty of Jannah. एक रूहानी जो दौलत जन्नत में आदमी को मिलेगी, जन्नती को मिलेगी, वो क्या होगी? अल्लाह ताला फरमाते हैं सलाम क़ौलन मिर रब्बिर रहीम. अल्लाह सुब्हानहू व तआला जन्नती को खुद सलाम करेगा. Allah Ta'ala himself will say salam to the people of Jannah. Now to understand this, if we're greeted by someone who is of a high status, a big sheikh, a big maulana, he comes and does salam to us, we will be over the moon. Now imagine Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself, the Lord of the universes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as soon as the Jannati will come, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say salam himself to the Jannati. So salamun qawlan min rabbir rahim. So in these verses Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned the outcome of those who will enter Jannah. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala moves on and he talks about the fate and the outcome of those unfortunate souls who will end up in the fire of Jahannam. وَامْتَازُوا الْيَوْمَ أَيُّهَا الْمُجْرِمُونَ. It will be said, وَامْتَازُوا الْيَوْمَ أَيُّهَا الْمُجْرِمُونَ. O sinners, separate yourselves from the believers. तो उस दिन ये ऐलान होगा. तो कब्रों से जब सब उठेंगे तो कुरान फरमाता है कि अन्नहुम जरादुम मुंतशिर, सब जो है एक दूसरे के अंदर मुंतशिर होंगे और सब जो है एक साथ होंगे. So when everyone will rise from their graves, everyone will be together. The believers, non-believers, good, but everyone will be together. But then there will come a time when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will separate everyone. So the believers on this side, the mu'mineen on this side, Muslimin on this side, the disbelievers on this side, sinners on this side, munafiqun on this side, everyone will be split into different groups. So until this stage, the sinners and the disbelievers and the hypocrites, they'll all be hidden, they'll be camouflaged in the group of the Muslims, and they will be hiding and no one will be able to see who's good, who's bad. But after this announcement, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say وَامْتَازُوا الْيَوْمَ أَيُّهَا الْمُجْرِمُونَ, O sinners, separate yourselves from the believers and from the good doers. At this time, the entire humanity will see for themselves who are the good people and who are the sinners. तो उस वक्त जो है अच्छे और बुरे लोगों के दरमियान जो है तमीज़ हो जाएगी और सबको पता चल जाएगा कि अच्छा ये गुनहगार था और ये गुनहगार नहीं था, ये अच्छा था और ये बुरा था. और जो है आदमी सोचे तो ये बहुत ज़्यादा खतरनाक हालत होगी, इससे कि सबके सामने जो है आपको जुदा होना पड़ेगा. इसीलिए जो है इमाम अबू हनीफा रहमतुल्लाह अलैह के बारे में ये लिखा है कि एक रात जो है उन्होंने इसी आयत को दोहराते दोहराते, यानी वमताजुल यौमा अय्युहल मुजरिमून, इसका माना ये है कि एक गुनहगारों अलग अलग हो जाओ, मुमिनों और नेक काम करने वालों से अलग हो जाओ। पूरी रात इमाम अबू हनीफा इसी आयत को नमाज में दोहराते रहे. So the entire night he repeated this ayah again and again from Isha until Fajr. In Tahajjud he repeated this ayah again and again due to the severity of the message of this ayah, because it is at this point. So until then you can't tell, but it will be at that point where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will separate the sinners and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will separate the non-sinners. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to remind these people who will be ending up in Jahannam, Allah ta'ala will say, Alam a'had ilaykum ya bani Adam an la ta'budu shaytan. O Banu Adam, O children of Adam, Alam a'had ilaykum. Did I not tell you an la ta'budu shaytan? Did I not tell you that don't worship shaytan? Innahu lakum aduwwun mubin. Why? Because he is your open enemy. And did I not tell you wa ani'buduni, worship me? Why? Hada siratum mustaqim. This is the straight path. And what's the history of shaitan? Allah Ta'ala is reminding the sinners, وَلَقَدْ أَضَلَّ مِنْكُمْ جِبِلًّا كَثِيرًا. He's not only made you astray, وَلَقَدْ أَضَلَّ مِنْكُمْ جِبِلًّا كَثِيرًا. He has made astray before you a large portion of you. So he's not only made you astray, he's made many, many people astray before you. أَفَلَمْ تَكُونُوا تَعْقِلُونَ. Did you not understand? Did your eyes not open to the reality? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will remind the evildoers and remind the disbelievers. Why? Because one is a person, he's worthy of a punishment and he's punished. But one is before his punishment he's reminded, okay, I told you, I warned you, I told you, if you do not do this, this will be your circumstances. So this makes a person regret more. Okay, I was given the chance, I was given the explanation, I knew what the circumstances were, I knew what the outcome was going to be, but still I failed. So Alam a'had ilaykum ya bani Adam. मैंने आपको नहीं कहा था ये बनु आदम कि शैतान की इबादत मत करना. Now shaitan, worshipping shaitan, there could be two forms. One is there are certain individuals out there who are actually, Satan worshippers. There are actually people there who worship shaitan. So one meaning is that do not worship shaitan. This will be said to the Satan worshippers. But majority of the people, majority of the disbelievers, they do not worship shaitan directly. They worship shaitan indirectly. So worshipping idols, worshipping anything other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is worshipping shaitan, because you are worshipping all those things due to the effects of shaitan. So ये जो है एक मुहावरा है कि जब कोई किसी की बात मानता है तो उसको इबादत कहते हैं. तो बहुत सारे लोग जो है शैतान की इबादत नहीं करते हैं, लेकिन शैतान का कहना मानकर किसी और की इबादत करते हैं. तो इसको कहा गया है कि शैतान की इबादत मत करो, यानी शैतान का कहना न मानो. Just like in the hadith, those people, who hoard their wealth and always, they're worried about the wealth of this world, and they do not give their zakah, and they behold their wealth from all, righteous acts. Allah subhanahu, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in the hadith called them Lu'ina abdud dinar wa abdud dirham. So it means, the literal translation of that hadith would be the servant of the dirham, the servant of the dinar. But it doesn't mean this individual used to worship his money, but it's a metaphorical, statement, which means that he used to obey his money. Whatever his desires wanted in his money, he would do that. So Allah ta'budu shaitan means do not. I told you in the world, do not listen to shaitan. Innahu lakum aduwwun mubin. Wa ani'buduni hada siratul mustaqim. I told you to worship me. मेरी इबादत करो, ये सीधा रास्ता है. और जो है हर नबी ने आकर यही दावत दी अपने लोगों को. आप कुरान में देखेंगे तो हर नबी ने यही दावत दी अपनी कौम को कि अल्लाह की इबादत करो, शैतान की इबादत मत करो. या अबती ला तअबुदि शैतान. इब्राहिम अलैहि सलातु वस्सलाम, नूह अलैहि सलाम, लक़द अरसलना نوحا إلى قومه فقال يا قوم اعبدوا الله. Nuh alayhi salatu wassalam said, worship Allah. وإلى عاد أخاهم هودا قال يا قوم اعبدوا الله. وإلى ثمود أخاهم صالحا قال يا قوم اعبدوا الله. وإلى مدين أخاهم شعيبا قال يا قوم اعبدوا الله. Every single prophet came with this message that worship me, do not worship shaitan. He is your open enemy, and worshipping Allah is the right path, is the straight path. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَلَقَدْ أَضَلَّ مِنْكُمْ جِبِلًّا كَثِيرًا. तुमसे पहले भी कई लोगों को शैतान गुमराह कर चुका है. और जो है कुरान भरा पड़ा है, यानी माक़बल के लोगों को किस तरह शैतान ने बहकाया. How shaitan made so many people astray. How shaitan deceived so many people. You know, there are many incidents, many stories of the past, how shaitan made people, you know, who were very pious, very highly ranked. Because of one whisper of shaitan, they fell from their status. So he's deceived the people of the past, he's deceived you in the world, and then shaitan, you know, in this world shaitan promises that I will be with you, I will be with you. All the time shaitan promises I will be with you in the hereafter. But even on the day of Qiyamah, when those people who will enter Jannah will be given their place in, those people who will enter Jahannam and will be given their place in Jahannam, shaitan will, you know, speak to them before their punishment starts. And the Quran mentions this, you know, this lecture or this talk that shaitan will give to those people who were obedient to shaitan just before entering into Jahannam. And shaitan, Allah Ta'ala says, وَقَالَ الشَّيْطَانُ لَمَّا قُضِيَ الْأَمْرُ. Shaitan will say, he will gather the people of Jahannam and he will say to them, إِنَّ اللَّهَ وَعَدَكُمْ وَعْدَ الْحَقِّ وَوَعَدْتُكُمْ فَأَخْلَفْتُمْ. Allah Ta'ala gave you a promise in the world, and I also give you a false promise. So Allah gave you a real, true promise, and I give you a false promise. وَمَا كَانَ لِي عَلَيْكُمْ مِنْ سُلْطَانٍ إِلَّا أَنْ دَعَوْتُكُمْ فَاسْتَجَبْتُمْ لِي. Now you're pointing fingers towards me. Shaitan will say to the people, you're pointing fingers towards me, that I brought you here. But shaitan will say, مَا كَانَ لِي عَلَيْكُمْ مِنْ سُلْطَانٍ. I had no authority over you. मेरा जो है तुम पर कोई जोर, मेरा कोई जोर नहीं था, कोई authority मेरी नहीं थी तुम पर. إِلَّا أَنْ دَعَوْتُكُمْ. बस मैंने जो है तुम्हें तो जो है गुनाह की तरफ दावत दी. All I did was whisper in your ear. I just gave you the idea. Now you actually went and did the crime. فَاسْتَجَبْتُمْ لِي. So if it is your fault, I whispered and you actioned it, it's your fault. فَلَا تَلُومُونِي وَلُومُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ. मलामत मुझे मत करो, अपने आप को मलामत करो. فَلَا تَلُومُونِي وَلُومُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ. Do not blame me, blame yourselves. So shaitan in this world, you know, he falsifies so many things, he beautifies so many things, so many sins, so many evils. And then shaitan on the last second he will let go and he will say, I just told you, I just invited you. You actually went and did the crime, so you have no one to blame but yourselves. So shaitan, he was deceptive from before, he's deceptive right now, and he will be deceptive in the hereafter. And then when the people of Jahannam will know of their fate and they'll see there's nowhere else to go to, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, هَذِهِ جَهَنَّمُ الَّتِي كُنْتُمْ تُوعَدُونَ. This is the very Jahannam about which you were warned. ये वही जहन्नम है जिसका तुम्हें वादा किया जा रहा था दुनिया में, जिसका तुम मजाक उड़ाते थे, जिनका तुम इनकार करते थे. This is that very Jahannam which you were warned about many times in the world. And then now it's too late. You didn't believe in the unseen. Now you've seen it for yourself. Allah Ta'ala will tell the people of Jahannam, إِسْلَوْهَا الْيَوْمَ بِمَا كُنْتُمْ تَكْفُرُونَ. Enter into the fire of Jahannam as an outcome of your disbelief. Jannat mein dakhil ho jao tumhari kufr ki wajah se. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He grant us all the tawfiq to do the a'mal of the people of Jannah, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us all from the a'mal which lead a person to the fire of Jahannam. Ameen wa akhiru da'wana. Alhamdulillah.